What's up, guys? Rockin' whatever here, and I'm back for part 3 of What If Deku Was the Only Man with the Quirk. Now, I would have uploaded What If Aaron Was Betrayed, but I'm kind of at a loss at the moment for what I should do next for it. So I'm just going to continue this series, and I might come back to it, might not. Neither here or there, but I'm going to get straight into it. Last I left off, there was a glass shattering in Izuku Midoriya's bedroom, and him looking at not him looking at the brick that flew through his window from the broken window. That made no sense. But let's see what this note says. This note says, Izuku Midoriya, otherwise known as Red Eye. I'm just gonna call him Red Eye. Why not? It's this villain named Red Eye. And this is a message from All For One. But these two have never had contact until he was captured. So as the note reads, dear young I wouldn't call him young Midoriya. I don't know what All For One calls Deku. He, yeah, I remember I left him as a man. He's still alive, 1,000-year-old, so. As he would say, Izuku Midoriya, I'm coming to get you. Hopefully we could work together and plan to destroy the world. Now, we're going to look at Izuku's reaction to this, as he's hyped about this. Then he feels an emotion of sadness and guilt. And then he goes into his mindscape. As we're in his mindscape, we see another Izuku Midoriya, this one with green eyes, sitting down in a corner and just saying, you know, it's bad to want to destroy the world, right? As the original one, which is the green eye one, said this, and the other one, the mean one, the villain one, said, shut the hell up. I thought I abandoned you a long time ago. Why are you here now? For the original replying with, I don't know. I just appeared here again. Maybe because you finally started to live a good life. Not one where you're hated all the time. But you're probably still hated. You just don't know it. Pissing the villain one off, causing him to punch the other one, the original, in the face, making him disappear. So he snaps out of it, and unbeknownst to him, one of his eyes turned green. And he has a split personality. This split personality taking over from time to time, making him go tell the very teacher that he just picked on that day, with being Mirako, that All For One, the very first male with a quirk, is on his way to come get him. And after he said that, he snapped back and said, where the fuck am I? Looking dead at Mirako, and he says, why are you in my room? She says, your room? You're in my office. As he looks around, he's like, what? He just grabs his head and he walks out. He doesn't say sorry or anything like that. He just doesn't say anything. Confusing Mirako. But Mirako immediately taking this to Prince Nezu. And Nezu immediately starting to plan with Miss All Might and all the other top 50 pro heroes. And they have the bottom 100 on standby to help out just in case the fight gets out of hand. Now, Izuku knows nothing about this other than the fact that All For One's coming. And he's happy about it because he wants to leave. The villain one does, but the hero one wants to stay. Or the original one wants to stay. Now, over the 2 weeks that he was supposedly suspended, he was just hanging out in the dorms. Mainly walking through the dorm rooms during the day, eating during the day. Which had nothing to do because he's not allowed to have a phone. Because he was a villain. And he's also forced to wear this bracelet that is very, very tight. Not to the point where it's causing blood, but to the point where it hurts every time he tries to, take it off. and it is a quirk canceling bracelet. He's wearing this so he can't get away whenever he's in the dorms. And that's the only time he's required to wear it is in the dorms. Also, he's been talking to Mirako with a lot more respect than the other teachers. Well, because she usually comes to visit him once in a while because she feels bad for him because of what happened. She noticed the green eye right away and realized that it wasn't his regular eye color. It was different and weird. So she's been checking up on him daily over these past 2 weeks. And he's been under 24/7 surveillance, but hasn't noticed it yet. He will notice it soon, but not yet. But Mirako has slowly started to get closer and closer and closer to Deku. Him not really caring, but him also being pissed off at the fact that a pro hero is trying to get close to him. So he keeps his distance in a way, but he's also warming up to her, learning to show more respect and things like that, as I've said. And then soon she asked him to go grab lunch with her. Now, this being on the last day he was suspended, and he just says, alright, because he wasn't against getting lunch. And he asked where would they be going. Her answer surprised him. She said she's taking him outside of the school to get something to eat instead of being stuck in here, which he really liked because he was tired of being stuck in a dorm room and not being able to leave. Mirako being the only one that really visited him a lot because the other students had classes, things like that. Now, sadly, I gotta do something to Midnight. It's not killing her, but for Miku's little addiction, I might do something with Midnight, considering how she's a bit of a certain type. Might wait till part 4 to do those scenes. Don't know. Neither here or there. But we're going to see Izuku, who's going out with a restaurant with Mirako. As he asks Mirako why has she been getting close to him, she says, I don't know really. I just feel connection with you, you know? She punches him in the shoulder. I'm not really feeling a lot of pain from it, but it does leave a dead arm. Don't know what that is. That's kind of tough. But they go on with their day as they finally return to the campus, and Izuku walks into the dorms, the front door. He's immediately met with Kasuka and Shota, asking him where the hell he's been. And they're getting all up in his face, really pissed off and pouting. And he casually just says, oh, I went out for lunch with Mirako. Him saying, we're making the one that was spying on this conversation, being Otaku Rocket, tell everybody, including some of the teachers, that this happened. And word got out very quickly, and it spread around the school very fast, that a villain was dating a teacher. So Mirako would get some casual hate, and not really that much of hate, but more or less slick comments about her telling her to go have sex with the villain or go hook up with the villain, things like that, making her very uncomfortable to the point where she broke ties with Izuku. It's not really affecting him, but it made him sad in a way he couldn't figure out. Again, as he was thinking about this, he got another mindscape. As we look at the original Izuku saying, no, maybe you actually loved her, you know? Or at least liked her a bit. And then disappearing, leaving the villain stunned. Now, just a heads up, this one will be shorter than the other ones because I gotta leave very, very soon. Actually, what time is it? I gotta leave at 4 o'clock. So I'll be able to get 13 more minutes in on this. As I was saying, as he disappeared, and we just look at Izuku sitting in his room, confused. As he goes to the mirror and washes his face, he looks up. He notices his green eye. But instead of being a darker green, it's a brighter green, as if it's getting more and more brighter and noticeable. So he puts an eye patch over it. As he's going back to class the next day, being a Monday. No, it has to be a Tuesday. Yeah, being a Tuesday. As he's walking through the hallways, now he's starting to figure out what all was going on with Mirako. About the whole, everybody spreading rumors around. And so he walked up to a random girl, and he asked who started those rumors. Her being scared shitless immediately told him that it was the brown hair, round face girl. Izuku thinking brown hair, round face, and then remembers Ochako, the only one with brown hairs and a round face. As he gets a sinister look, it made his bright green eye turn a little darker, but still stay bright green. As he walks to class and he finally gets there, him not having his quirk canceling bracelet on, he sees Ochako and picks her up immediately and slams her against the wall. Everybody confused about this, including Miss Aizawa, who erased the quirk immediately and asked what the fuck is Izuku's problem. Him immediately saying, this dumb horse starting rumors. Causing everybody to look over at Ochako and ask if it's true. Her stuttering, saying, no, it's not. I didn't say anything. As Izuku says, oh, really? Don't want to have the past 5 different girls I've asked say that you're the one that told them, oh, I was dating a teacher? Confusing the fuck out of everybody, because now they don't know who to believe, the villain or Ochako. Shota, Todoroki, as well as Bakugo, Katsuka, are immediately on Izuku's side, because they were both there. So, the only one that could have heard anything would be a person that was spying, and the person that started the rumors, which is Ochako. Now, we're going to skip to Miss Aizawa telling Izuku that they're going to have a talk about a trip coming up where they're supposed to train and things like that. Izuku being asked if he wants to either skip it or decide to stay at campus or go. Him asking, where's it at? Him being told that it's at a forest with a hot springs in it. Him hearing hot spring, he said yes. Never been to a hot spring. So he's going to go enjoy one for the first time. So we're going to skip to the bus right there. He's sitting next to Katsuka and Shota Todoroki, him being in the middle. And them two laying on his shoulders, sleeping. Using him as a armrest. Aggravating him a tiny bit. But not enough to piss him off. Just enough to make him a bit, how should I put it, uncomfortable. As he would start to fall asleep, this causing both of their heads to drop down onto his chest a bit, as well as his head leaning onto Katsuka's. An hour would go by, causing him to wake up, as well as Katsuka and Shota wake up as they see where they were sleeping and start blushing immediately. Izuku not really fazed by it, but as he's rubbing the back of his neck, he finally woke up. He would stretch his shoulders as well, feeling a bit sore. As we're gonna see them arriving at a forest training camp arc. Yep, going into that one now. As they get there, and this is when the Wawa Pussycats show up out of nowhere. Zuko's already analyzing the situation, noticing that there's no hot springs nearby, so he's already know something's up, as he's on guard, thinking that he's gonna get jumped by the pro heroes and things like that. But then he realized that he doesn't have a court canceling bracelet on or anything like that. And the students seem to be confused as well. This is when the Wawa Pussycats show up, one getting picked up immediately by Izuku, and then being put down because he just says he's paranoid. Still with the knife patch though. Got 7 minutes left. Not a lot of time. But Izuku would put her down, as this is whenever the Wawa Pussycats would explain a bit about who they are, why they're here, and things like that to train. This is when the floor will drop, but Izuku holding the ground underneath him together and standing on top of it, catching the eye of all 4 of the Wawa Pussycat members, expecting every student to fall. As they've already known about the male with the quirk, but they didn't know what his quirk was. They were kind of caught off guard until Miss Aizawa informed them. And that they probably shouldn't put him down there because he gave All Might a hard time. Her still being the #1 hero, shocking them a bit, but not to the point where they're scared. So they just allow him to go on the bus with them as they ride there. And they finally arrive as Izuku begins to just hit the hot springs first. He's already in the hot springs. Now, him unknowingly winning to the but the mixed gender one. As he's been in there quite a while, this is whenever the students will show up all dirtied and mustard. Why did I say mustard? Messed up, my bad. As they would be told to go wash up, and then the Wawa Pussycats will make dinner for them. Kota, not meeting Izuku yet, because he's not there. He's still with his parents, because his parents have not been killed by Muscular. Because she was a female, she didn't really kill both of them. She only killed the mother, because the father and Kota were at home. So the water hose is only one's alive, and that one's taking care of Kota. As Kota, I'm not making Kota a female. Kota's just going to be irrelevant for the story. As Katsuka begins to get undressed, as well Shota, and them both walking into the mixed genders ones on purpose, intentionally, trying to just bathe, not knowing that there was already someone in there, but they did know that it was a mixed gender, so Mineta would try to go there, but because Mineta is a female, they all went to one side. Maybe wonder why it's a mixed gender. It's a hot springs resort. It's not just a female hot spring for quirks only. I don't see why I would make it only quirks for something like that. So that's why. As soon as they get in there, they see the buff Izuku. Not that buff as he is in canon. Let's say it's Asta before the time skip in Black Clover. He's at that buff level. But he's not as short as Asta. Let's be real. So, they immediately start to blush and try walking out. This is when Izuku questions them why they're leaving. They say, oh, well, you're already in here, aren't you? So it's mixed gender, with a confused face. But I'm going to have to leave that here because I got to go in 3 minutes. So, sorry for such a short video. I will post a longer video if I can today. Until then, see you guys later.